For AXA, I'm Anna Samovska with your daily news. A new study reveals that sharply restricting your sodium intake per day may not be as beneficial in preventing heart attacks and strokes in people at risk as we all once thought. Those levels, all 1,500 milligrams per day, are now being questioned. The new study from the Institute of Medicine says there's no rationale for anyone to aim for sodium levels below 2,300 milligrams per day.
The review of the literature, the data accumulated over the last half decade or so, shows that there is no evidence to support that position of restriction of sodium to 1,500 milligrams. Indeed, the IOM study, evaluation of the study, showed that there's no evidence that restricting sodium to less than 2,300 milligrams a day had any beneficial outcomes in terms of high blood pressure related disease, meaning cardiovascular events.
According to the Institute of Medicine, the average sodium consumption in the U.S. is about 3,400 milligrams per day, an amount that hasn't changed in decades. Dr. Brian L. Strom, the chairman of the committee, says, quote, "As you go below the 2,300 mark, there is an absence of data in terms of benefit, and there begin to be suggestions in subgroup populations about potential harms." Experts say sticking to 1,500 milligrams per day of sodium is nearly impossible, as some stuff in your fridge, like prepared foods and canned items, already contain a significant amount of sodium.
Well, people have thought, based upon some relatively poorly done studies from previous years in this century, that restricting sodium severely might lower blood pressure in the population. Even those studies seem to indicate it would lower blood pressure by only 1 or 2 millimeters, which may or may not make a difference. So they extrapolated from small studies showing these slight declines in blood pressure to say, well, if that little blood pressure was caused by a low sodium intake, imagine if we really lowered sodium intake, the benefit of blood pressure lowering, and we'd save all of these people's lives from high blood pressure, hypertension-induced diseases. Well, that's a false extrapolation, besides the fact that people just can't keep the sodium in their diets down that low. So it's like a useless and ineffective recommendation.
But trusted organizations like the American Heart Association still stand by their restrictions despite the new studies, saying everyone, not just those at risk, should aim for very low sodium levels. For AXA, I'm Anna Samovska.